Hello. We are officially live again tonight. I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to log in. In the meantime, I'm just going to take care of a couple of things over here really quickly. Good morning, guys. I think I do need to put this on pause. Let's take a look at where we need to be. If you guys are joining in, just let me know that you guys are in here and we will start the chat. I want to talk about stimulus. I want to talk about what's going on. I want to talk about the market. I want to talk about everything basically as much as I can, of course. All right, we are officially live. You know, I need help creating better thumbnails, and that's something that I need to be working on. It's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. We're just going to take a look at a couple of charts. And we'll figure it out. Still pretty good stuff. Okay, just give me a second. We are trying to... I need a list of number one EV. All right, we'll give you that list. All right, guys, I just need a second and okay, it seems like we have everything taken care of. Hello. All right. One AI, one solar. Aaron, sure, let's do it. I'll give you the information you seek. I just need a second in order to get everything ready for the stream, so that we are streamlined. All right, okay. So market today looked pretty good. I think for all of you guys that, and including me, who were in the market, should have made an easy 7 to 10%. I think I ended up making 7.5% today in the market. And the reason that I only made 7.5% is because I did buy into Apple and I did buy into Tesla. Had I not bought into those and invested more money in BNGO or an NDM or a GEVO or NEO or honestly anything at this point, I would have ended up making much more money, which is definitely something that was of more interest at the time. So for sure, lots of money available to make in the market, and things are looking good. So everybody should have made a ton of money today. And if you didn't, then you need to become a member. Hit that join button. It's right next to the subscribe button. Anyways, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about after hours trading and what the trends are looking like so far. We're going to cover as many ticker symbols as we can. Hold on, I just need to make sure that I am in fact looking at after hours. This is the 1 minute chart. I'm just going to quickly go over the 30-minute chart because I presume things are going to be looking interesting today. Okay, and I have a couple of ticker symbols for you guys to look at tomorrow. RIP, me only 2.5% gain. Well, I would say, honestly, everybody at this point, especially today in the markets, conservatively, should have made at least 5%. So if you're not making at least 5% in today's market, then you're probably invested, I think, in things that are not as volatile as what we are invested in. But just remember, when the market did go down, we did end up losing a lot of money as well. So it's like we lose money and then we make money just as fast, right? Because the volatility is what we play on, and that's how we really make money. So with that being said, guys, we just started the live. Remember to hit that like button. It does help me with the YouTube video, and we are going to start with the charts. And the first thing I want to talk about today, and that I saw today and that I liked today in the market, is SPY. So SPY today actually did, in my opinion, did fairly well. That's the 5-minute chart, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but we did hit 394, and SPY closed at 393, which is actually pretty big. in the grand scheme of things. It is back at 394 right now. SPY looking good in the portfolio. Um, and the reason I'm looking at SPY is because you guys know I always look at SPY and then the arched enemy of SPY as well, right? That's the first thing we do in order to compare portfolios. Now, as you guys can see, SQQQ is bottoming out. We did see a lot of volume on SQQQ towards end of day today. So that is something that we need to consider, we need to be aware of. SQQQ basically is the ticker symbol that does short the market. So SQ basically when the market goes down, SQQQ goes up. So to track volumes and to get educated on SQQQ is very important. And I think it's extremely important that you guys realize that we do have volume moving into SQQQ. But now you guys can see that it is dropping in the after hours, which means whatever that volume was is probably not a play for tomorrow. That volume is probably something that is being playing out for a little longer term, which is why most of the trades are coming in last minute, right? Literally in the last 10 minutes, you have all this crazy volume of people trying to short the market. I wonder what is going on, right? So this could mean something. It could not mean anything. It could mean that SQQQ after hours goes up and then pre-market they sell depending on where the market is heading. And that is what this could mean. All I'm saying is that we have to be aware of everything that is going on. So SPY going up, SQQQ also going up, right? Which is usually not the case. They're usually the opposite. As SPY goes up, SQQQ usually goes down because people are selling SQQQ and moving their money into SPY because they now think that we are in a bullish market. So with that being said, I think it's very important that we realize that this may in fact not be the case just yet. So we do have a message here that says, do you think the market will pull back tomorrow after this week's run? Based on the information that I have right now, it does look like we could see a pullback. Yes, you are right. SQQQ is for the NASDAQ. You are correct. But I still like to use it as a sign to see where the market is going. You're right. You're absolutely right. Sorry. SQQQ is for the NASDAQ, guys. I apologize. Anyways, point being, money needs to be flowing in and out of the market, right? By the way, who got into SNDL today? Who got into SNDL? SNDL was crazy. Did you guys see that ride? In fact, let's open the SNDL chart really quickly. And let's see what that looked like. Whoever got into SNDL today, what is up with? This is the chart that we want to look at, right? From $1.30 to $1.40 something, and it's actually at its high, it's actually at its prime right now at $1.43. That is insane. I gave you guys the alert yesterday for SNDL. So if any of you jumped into SNDL yesterday, congratulations. I think we did very well. You guys should have sold off, by the way. If you guys are waiting and expecting this to go up, it could go up. I'm not saying that it couldn't, but I am saying that after the spike, you should have immediately exited that trade. It was a good trade. I think it was a team effort, and it was great and very well played for everybody in the group. So congratulations, guys, for those of you who made money on SNDL. Perfect timing. All right, what else? What do you think of blockchain company like SOS, Mara, and Riot? I like Riot right now a lot, but you have to realize that Bitcoin is absolutely tearing it up, right? And these things do track Bitcoin quite, they're quite well. So because Bitcoin is up, all the blockchain stocks are gonna be up right now. We need to see where Bitcoin is gonna cool off at for a second, and then figure out what all the blockchain stocks are going to play. Now, I do think for example, in Riot's case, I do see Riot going up to $70 long term. I do think that they do have what it takes. Hold on, let's actually take a look at Riot right now and where it's at. So Riot is currently sitting at $63. I do think that Riot long term is a $70 stock. Uh, Gabriel. And by the way, I love your videos, Hamza. Wish you lots of success in your way to 1 million. We're going to get there this year, guys. I actually have some really good news that I will be announcing later, probably in the next 15 days on the channel. It's huge news. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on the channel. Money, making money, losing money. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. And it's all interesting stuff. And I'm sure you guys are going to love the content that is coming up. Anyways, okay, so short squeeze on SOS. Potential. Okay, so I'm going to talk about GameStop and then I'm going to talk about AMC with the short squeeze stuff and talk. So at this point in the market, I think what we're looking at is there is actually talk of phantom shares being circulated in the market, and that's something that we need to understand, and that's something that we need to look at, right? These stocks, in my opinion, should have already squeezed out because there's just so much short interest that's losing money in them right now, that I feel like these should have already squeezed up. So they haven't yet. Now with GME's case, okay, GME is extremely volatile, and what's happening with GME is not exactly what is happening with AMC. The AMC charts actually look a little better, and I do think that the chance of a squeeze happening in AMC are high at this point. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but it should have happened, or if it's not happening right now, it should have happened fairly, you know, soon, or it will happen fairly soon. Exactly when, I can't tell. The RSI is through the roof and continues to be overbought, but AMC doesn't care. It seems to be holding $10 solid. The stock is just not giving up that $10 support line. So it's, you know, it could be any time, in my opinion. I think it will, and I think it will be. I think it will. You know, I think AMC actually has a really good chance to squeeze sometime pretty soon. So that is my opinion on the short squeeze. SOS, I'm not invested in SOS. Neither do I intend on investing in SOS. If I were to invest in an undervalued blockchain company right now, I'd probably invest in CleanSpark. CleanSpark, what's their ticker symbol? I think it's CL, CleanSpark. This is it, CLSR. This is what I would invest in. I think oh, look at that gap. Wow. Okay, that's a beautiful gap actually. And the RSI is heading towards overbought. Anyways, okay, so let's not look at the RSI since we are still in the aftermarket, but that gap does look kind of nice for CleanSpark. So I think CleanSpark is actually really good for an entry. If you're looking for EV right now, let me ask you guys this. I put a poll the other day on the channel between CCIV and NIO, and most people actually said that they would invest in NIO over CCIV. So in my opinion, if that's where you guys want to invest, of course that was when NIO was below $40. So NIO was below $40 at that time, which is why people chose to invest in it, which is totally understandable because NIO right now is probably at like 45 bucks, I think, because of today's run. Today, NIO had an 11% gain, 11.4% gain in today. So if you did nothing today, like literally, if you did, and the RSI is actually looking pretty good. But anyways, let's not talk about the RSI because we are in the extended hours. Okay, so if you did nothing today and just took your money and put it in NIO, you would be making 11%. That's crazy, right? 11% in one day in NIO, doing nothing else. That's crazy. So I actually underperformed NIO today just because it had an 11% run, and NIO, as you all know, is a part of our portfolio. So that's something that we want to look at. Okay, so CCIV and XPeng, right? So we did an analysis, and in my opinion, the only thing that holds NIO back is the fact that NIO is a Chinese company, whereas CCIV would be right here, would be in America. They have plants, they're pushing it. There's a lot of sovereign wealth money parked in CCIV to push the progress of the company, and you know, with the amount of money that is backing CCIV, I actually think they would make progress fairly quickly, right? So that's something that we have to consider. But as of right now, when I did the poll, Neo did come out ahead by quite a lot, actually. I think it was like 2 to 1 was the ratio where people would invest in Neo versus CCIV. So that's just something that you guys probably need to take into consideration. I personally like CCIV better, but it seems like Neo was having a good day today. Uh, Also, I want to take a look at CCIV since we're talking about CCIV and see what kind of a run we had. So we had a 8.66 today. During this was of course during market hours. After hours, we CCIV has gone up to $27. So there is another run that we did miss on CCIV, and the RSI is actually looking all right as well, which means that CCIV could potentially see more of a run. Let's look at PLTR. PLTR is one of our favorites. Let's see where it is after hours. After hours, almost $27. This is beautiful because a lot of our losses are getting wiped out as we speak. Like literally, they're getting wiped out as we speak. So that's something really good. And I'm really excited to see where PLTR takes it. I'm going to be investing probably a little more in PLTR if I see the volume there tomorrow. I'm just not seeing the volume that I want to look at, but once I see volume in the market, I'm in. I'm all in. I want to say I have like $16,000 in the Robinhood account, and I probably have another 50K that needs to enter that account sometime very soon. So that's probably what I'm going to be pushing into the account. Also, last question, real estate. I know you're also in real estate. Would you advise someone to look into real estate? I'm 15 and I want to grow my portfolio as high as I can. Would you recommend oh, would you recommend someone like me? I guess you're asking what would I recommend. So I have a whole real estate section in the channel, and what I would recommend is there's one video specifically, one video that I would recommend that you watch, and this is for anybody who's starting out in real estate, and it's called the 3-2-1 strategy. So for those of you who don't know, I actually built the bulk of my wealth in real estate, and then sometime in March of last year decided to enter the stock market. Last year I made over 100%. So in 2020 I made over 100% in the stock market, and then in 2021 I've probably so far made around 40 to 50% on my money. And then I decided to start this little account here that I share with you guys for the YouTube channel. And that account, the plan is to take that account to $1 million. So that is why I'm getting asked these questions about real estate. So what I would recommend is you look at the video in my real estate education section in the YouTube channel. And the video is called the 3-2-1 strategy. And if you look at the 3-2-1 strategy, that is a great place for you to get started in investing in real estate and starting to grow your portfolio and building wealth, especially if you're 15. Man, I can't remember what I was doing when I was 15. So if you're 15, I would say get started as soon as possible. PLTR is great long term. Yes, absolutely. I do like PLTR long term. I also like GEVO. I also like CTRM. I like NNDM. I like BNGO. I like VGAC. I like a bunch of SPACs. I like SNDL. I know SNDL, a lot of people think SNDL is like a meme stock, but I personally like SNDL. I think there's a lot of growth potential with that company. It's the Dogecoin uh, you know, of that. Hit that like button. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for thank you for that. Yes, guys, hit that like button. Remember to hit that like button. I don't know how many likes we have right now, but I'm sure they're not enough. So hit that like button. It would really help me out with the stream. It would get passed down to more people, I guess. I don't know what exactly the like button does, but I know that it's good for for people to join. Anyways, okay. So with that being said, what take 3 million and make 1 million out of it? Trader Joe's. That's actually I have actually seen people do that. So I know you mean that as a joke, but I have actually in my lifetime here in the US seen people do that. Take 3 million and turn it into 1 million. I'm assuming you meant clove or clover, CLOV, clove, right? Is I think that's what you meant. Healthcare, it's running pretty sideways. I like the company. I think they're doing good things. I think they're in a space that's disruptive, and I think they're gonna do good long term. Now I'm losing a lot of money in Clove because I bought options and I bought stocks, and I think total within this mini portfolio I'm losing about, I want to say, like $5,000 in Clove. I'm sure I'll make it back, but it's just a matter of time, right? I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. RSI is looking weak today, and but that's only because we are in extended hours. Okay, so RSI was looking good prior to that, just is oversold. So I don't know what's gonna happen to Clove, but I may end up investing a little more money, just depending on where the market is tomorrow with Clove. So, yeah, I'm holding SNDL, holding. Yeah, I think SNDL has potential to run to $2. I think it's one of those stocks that is purely makes moves based on hype and what other stocks in the marijuana space are doing, and that's, I think, where it gets its movement, right? I remember when it was hyped, at one point I believe SNDL hit like almost $3 at some point, and that was not too long ago. I know that we like to make money every day in the markets, but SNDL was literally almost at $3 not too long ago. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly go over a couple of other stocks and ticker symbols and see what I have, what I think about them. So we covered NEO, we covered PLTR. Apple, let's look at Apple. Apple lagging a little bit. I'm a little surprised that Apple is still lagging. I mean, I know it's a big company. I understand that, I do understand that it's one of those like huge, like massively capped companies, but I think we should have seen a little bit of a run up. We are seeing a little bit of a run up after hours, but nothing too crazy. I hope we get a little bit of a bounce tomorrow, because look at that huge sell. Look at that right there, huge sell, and then look at the RSI as well. The RSI is overbought. It's running a little hot. That means Apple still has room to go down, believe it or not, based on what I am seeing right here. So, we may actually see Apple go down tomorrow as opposed to go up. So let's see what it does after hours today, and then let's see pre-market tomorrow what happens with Apple, and then maybe we can make a better decision whether we want to stay or whether we want to leave. So for those of you who are members, you did get alerted when I bought Apple today. We are in the green for Apple. By the way, all the stocks that we bought today and sold today, we made good money on. So you guys should all be making good money on today's trades. Yeah, I think SNDL, like you said, in my case, I like to get in, get out. So if I've made a certain percentage in any stock that I'm trying to day trade or swing trade or scalp or whatever it is, if I make that percentage, I'm out, and then I get back in at a different price. So that's what I'm trying to do, because that's just where the market is right now. The long-term growth is still there in the portfolio and still running strong. But I feel like right now it's better to sit on cash. That means get in, make your money, get out. As long as you're sitting on cash, even if the market does take a dip, you still have a little bit of cash in your hand to make some money moves, right? And that's what's more important. That's where you really make a lot of money. People who got in at this dip, I know people who've gotten in at this dip this past 3 weeks with $1 million and ended up with $2 million in their account. So, those are literally the best stocks, like the best strategy to invest. Always keep a little bit of cash in your hand, so that you can invest. So GHVI, John, I've actually been hearing a lot of chatter on the interwebs on GHVI. And is GHVI Matterport? I'm trying to remember who GHVI was merging with. Hold on, let me get the information correctly, just so that I am not making a mistake on GHVI. I just want to see who they're merging with really quickly. Yes, GHVI is Matterport. So we're holding on to GHVI. I think it's going to be one of those stocks that's going to make a big run. And it is part of our challenge portfolio. So GHVI, guys, is a part of our challenge portfolio, and I think GHVI is gonna make some huge moves very soon. So we're gonna continue to hold GHVI. So we're holding GHVI. We're holding strong. Let me see how many shares of GHVI we have in this mini portfolio. So GHVI, of course, we're probably losing money, and just because we bought it right before the crash, but let's take a look at how many stocks of GHVI we have in this portfolio. Okay, so I'm holding 100 shares of GHVI right now. I actually do plan on buying some more shares. I just need some volume to come into the market. Yes, Open is our 2021 number one preferred stock here on this channel. And that is partially because I do have a real estate background. So I may be biased, but I really like Open. I think, and there you go. Open had an 11.1% run up today. So if you did nothing else but invest in Open Door today, Open Door Technologies, you would have made 11%, an 11% return on your money if you had just invested in Open Door today. So Open, by the way, is if you research the team that is running Open Door, I think this stock is massively undervalued. I know that there's no results now, like, so on fundamentals and technicals, maybe the company is not worth what the stock is right now, but I do think that Open Door has a lot of room and is going to disrupt a lot of stuff in the real estate space. So we are going to continue to buy into and out of Open. Yes, I do believe that Lightbridge is still a $40 stock. I know that's a little far-fetched for where it's at right now, but I do believe LTBR is a $40 stock. Let me take a look at it. It's at $7.39. So I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Let me actually pull it up here so that you guys can take a look at it. Now, once again, guys, I'm just a YouTuber, of course, so take everything I have to say with a grain of salt and do your own due diligence, of course. But I really do think that Lightbridge has potential to run to $40. And if it does, then remember that you heard it first on my channel right here. All right, guys, let's round up and hit that like button. Like I said, it does help me with the YouTube algorithm, I believe. That's what they say. I'm not sure, but I think smashing that like button does help the channel. I got BTBT 2 days ago. I think I'm gonna sell it tomorrow. Didn't hear good news about the stock. What do you think? Okay, let's take a look at BTBT real quick. So BTBT had a 3% run, and aftermarket is dropping. The RSI is overbought, so it is running a little hot, which means it may have potential to go down. You know what? I'm actually gonna put this on my list for tomorrow. What stocks do you guys want to cover tomorrow? Let me know pre-market what stocks you want me to cover, and I am going to cover them. Yes, but a successful YouTuber, LOL. Green for days. Can we look at Tesla? Of course, Jay, we can always look at Tesla. Tesla is one of the companies that we invested in yesterday, so we're gonna take a look at it. We actually ended up buying Tesla. Any members in the group that know how much we ended up buying Tesla at? I can't remember. I'd have to go back to our comments to figure out where we bought it at. But I think we ended up buying Tesla at 680, I want to say. 680, I believe, is where we bought it. Okay, so Tesla is currently hovering at 699. It was at 700 right here. And then at close, we had this huge sell candle hovering at 699, which means most probably we are going to open at $700 tomorrow once again. By the way, today, just to be clear, today Tesla took the wrong direction today. So we were pre-market. We actually watched Tesla open. It opened at $700, and then we thought that that's it. It's going to make a run. It's going to break, right? And then we had this huge sell candle right here. So this is today, guys. This is earlier today. Huge sell candle. Went down all the way to, I want to say, like 680 something, and then picked up and then dropped to 677. And once it dropped to 677, I actually stopped looking at it. I stopped monitoring Tesla because I didn't know how low it was going to go. And with Tesla, there's a lot of unknowns. So we just didn't know where support was for Tesla. I mean, I could draw a line, but with Tesla, it really just doesn't matter. So we are back end of day to $702, which was a great sign. And then we're hovering right at 699. Now RSI is in the middle. MACD is also like, I mean, it's after hours obviously, so we can't really tell too much, but from what I'm seeing, there is volume, there is movement in Tesla after hours. So we're gonna have to put Tesla on the list for tomorrow's pre-market, and we'll take a look at it and we'll figure out where it's going tomorrow, because that is actually more fun. Pre-market is amazing. We get to look at all these stocks move live and see all the volatility come into play. Actually, if you had bought Tesla right when it opened, in the first 5 minutes of it opening at 677 and sold it at $702, which was the highest point here, and that would have been a nice money maker right there. Zom, okay, Zomedica, right? Let's take a look at Zom. Zom, great company, predictable, is moving in the right direction actually. 6%. Wow, we had a 6% run on Zom. That's pretty cool. Zom is back in the $2 range, a little overpriced for me in right now. But then again, I think everything is gonna look overpriced because we just are coming out from a discounted phase. So I think my mind needs some time to adjust and take a look at these new prices. And I think that's what it is, right? It's very difficult to get into stocks when you've seen them so cheap. And then now, like NEO, we saw it at like what, 36? And now we're looking at it at 45 and we're like, you know what? It looks a little expensive. Let's be honest. Can you talk a little bit about Polar Energy? Yes, I can. Polar Energy, we bought into it, into our challenge portfolio for the $1 million. It has not really moved that much, but let's take a look at it over here in the chart and see Pola. I think that's the ticker, right? Pola. All right. So it did have a run today, and it is gapping big time, which I don't like because these gaps are very, very small. The volume is probably tiny, which means that it's not really going to it doesn't look like it's going to make a move anywhere soon. RSI is looking, it's centered, so it's not overbought, it's not oversold. But I did notice something really quick over here, is that huge quantity purchase, so very large volume bought right at market close, but then look at the next candle. So that must have triggered all the bots to sell their Polar Energy stocks at that price. So I'm assuming that's what that is. Polar Power, Polar Energy, whatever. I'm assuming that's what that is, and that's why it's gapping so much. But we'll take a look at it pre-market tomorrow. I'm going to put it here on my list again. And we're going to take a look at it pre-market and see if we can't make any money together. So today, I don't think this morning I traded in the first 5 minutes. I like trading in the first 5 minutes when market opens. I feel like there's a little bit of money to be made, like quick money, easy money. We can generally make like $500 really quickly when the market opens, depending on the stocks that we get in. I think the stocks that we were looking at today was CLLS, and that was given to us by one of you guys. And let's take a look at CLLS, since it was actually given to us. Good volume, good buy volume right here, and then it is gapping. So look at that gap right there. It's up at $22. So the gap is basically from down here, $20, well, $21 and something to $22. So we need to still continue monitoring CLLS and see what's going on there. Another stock that we were given was SLGG. I think we missed the run on SLGG, but I'll cover it anyways. We can take a look at it. Yeah, I think we pretty much missed the run there. But it was a good stock. It was a good stock while it ran, and I think we ran it like when did we get no word of the run? I believe the run was a few days ago, right? So I think this was the down, and I think this is where it ran right at market open and then dropped again, and then I think this is where the larger run happened, where people ended up making money. Okay, let's cover Roblox really quickly because everybody and their uncles is getting into Roblox, and that's something that we need to talk about here on the portfolio. Of course, Roblox is not a part of this portfolio, but I am considering buying Roblox at this price. I know it sounds insane, because they just IPO'd and they're just settling, and I could have just bought it at $69, but I am considering buying Roblox at this price. And now remember, it's just a consideration. Talk is cheap. So I could change my mind, or I couldn't. I am considering buying Roblox because I do think that there may be a run-up. I feel like there may be a catalyst coming soon. And I know for a fact that I spend way too much money on Robux for my son and my daughter. So I'd rather invest in the company and kind of screw them over, right, by becoming an investor. So my son and my daughter would essentially be paying me, but that could be a bias. I don't know. So that's something that I am looking into at the moment. Rocket. I hope all of you got out a Rocket while you had the chance. I would say $26 and change is a pretty good exit for whoever got into Rocket before that at the $20 range. So I would exit Rocket at this point. What else would I? Oh, GEVO. So GEVO, I am actually looking at long term. This is one of those stocks that I am gonna buy into the portfolio. I may have already bought. Okay, I have already bought GEVO into the portfolio. I just want to make sure that we didn't exit our GEVO position. So let me just quickly take a look. I believe we did exit our GEVO position. So I did buy into it, and I did sell into it as well. So we are going to be looking at GEVO. GEVO did have a run today. It is going to hit $10 for sure at this point. I mean, it's at $9.99 as you guys can see. So it is going to hit $10, not a problem. GEVO is a stock that we are looking at long term in the portfolio, and we are going to continue to invest in it as it moves up. It's just that right now I'm liking the fact that I can hold on to cash. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm getting in these stocks. I'm trying to sell them for cash and then get out because I don't know what is going to happen. I really genuinely do not know. Unlike every other YouTuber here who thinks either the market is going up to the moon or it's going to crash and burn, I genuinely do not know where we're going. So I need more information. And until I don't get that information, I would rather stay in cash for a little bit. So WNW. Is there a catalyst that I'm not aware of? I've never traded this stock, so I'm unaware of it. But if there's a catalyst, just let me know what that is so that we can take a look at what's going on. I mean, it is gapping after hours, so but it doesn't mean anything at this point. The volume is just so little that I don't think it would really mean anything at this point. However, what is the stock price? Let's take a look. 11.35. Not too bad. Not too bad. A little expensive. Is this a SPAC? Because if it's a SPAC, then it's probably at the bottom. Oh, talking about SPACs, you know what had a run up today? Let me show you guys what had a run up today. And I was really like surprised that we had this run up today. But let's take a look at it really quickly. We had a run up today at RAAC. That's Chamat's new SPAC. And I was not expecting to see a run up this early into the SPAC. But we are starting to see movement in the SPAC world, which is great. That shot up 170 at that one point. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy stuff. So anyways, this is where we're at, guys. These are the stocks that I've covered so far. We've covered everything. I think as far as long-term plays, or as far as plays for tomorrow, what I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to be looking at BNGO aggressively. I'm going to be looking at NNDM because, I mean, even though they missed earnings, there's so much good news that came out of NNDM. Actually, I don't know if we covered it. Let me just cover. This is going to be the last stock, guys, that I'm going to cover. And, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that beauty, man. 18%. 18%. And that was probably, and look at the candles. Look at the volume. This is beautiful. So NNDM is something we're going to be looking at aggressively pre-market tomorrow. Alongside a couple of other ticker symbols that I'm working on right now. We're going to take a look at all of those tomorrow morning. So stay tuned. I'm going to be on around 30 minutes before market goes live. So that's 8 a.m. my time. And then we can see if we can, I want to trade. I definitely want to trade in the first couple of minutes of market opening. So I will